In this video, we're going to explore how to actually create a page component that renders content from the repository. Now, if you remember in the last video, we created a template and we pointed to a component called content page. So we're going to actually go ahead and create this content page component. And all a component is just simply a collection of script and code that realizes a particular function. Okay, and this code could be done in JSP, it could be done in Java, and we have lots of different options for actually creating this code. So here I am in CQ5. Let's go back to CRXDE Lite, and let's explore how to do this. So here's my training directory, here's my components directory, and then here's my page component. And again, if we look here, and we just examine the template that we created earlier, here's my content page template. If you remember here, we pointed this under the JCR content to page content page. So we need to create it in the same place, right? So here I'm going to say page, and then I'm going to simply say create new component. Okay, and I bet you guys can guess what I'm going to call this component. I have to call it the same thing I referred to in the template. So here I'm just going to simply say content page. Remember, it is case sensitive, so you need to be careful. Okay, I'll just give it the title as well as content page, and I'll just say page rendering component. Okay, I can specify the super type, which means anything that it'll inherit from. And inheritance is a very important concept because we can take all of the existing components that ship with CQ, and we can actually inherit all of their attributes so we don't have to recreate the wheel as developers. And we're going to explore that in a later video in this series. But for now, just leave that blank. We don't have to worry about inheritance or anything like that. Okay, you can also leave the group blank. This would be just if we want to sort of segregate this and, create a group so that our authors have easier access to it, but we don't need that for now. Okay, again, we're not going to worry about any of the advanced component settings, don't need to worry about the allowed parents or the allowed children, and just click OK. And you'll see what that did is that actually created a content page component, and it automatically created this JSP page. So you'll see inside of the JSP page, again, this is content, it's stored in the repository, but you'll see it actually built out some code for us. So it included the scripts that we're going to use inside of CQ. Now for testing purposes, let's not worry about the scripts and the includes and the server tags and all of that. We're going to cover that in much more detail later on, but let's just test and make sure this works. So I'm just going to add in some simple HTML. So I'm going to say, for example, I'll add in an HTML tag. Okay, and then I'll add in a head tag. Again, you guys can add whatever you like. And I'll say title, and I'll say hello world. Okay, close my title tag. And then I'll say, let's add in a body tag, something like that. And I'll add in an H1, very, very simple HTML. And I'll just say, welcome to CQ video training. Again, you guys can add in whatever you like. I'll close my body tag, just like so. I definitely want to close my head tag up here. So again, I'll just say head there. And then, of course, I'll close off my HTML tag. So very straightforward. Again, just add in some very basic HTML like that right directly on your page. Don't forget to click Save All. That is absolutely perfect. And again, what we've done here is I've just simply created a page component inside of CQ. So now, if I go back and I'm an author, right, and I click on websites, for example here, okay, and again I make sure that websites is still highlighted, I can click new, and I can click new page. I could choose my training content page, the template for authors. I'll just say test, and I'll create this new page here. We're going to actually build out the whole structure of this in a minute, but you'll see when I click on this page, what you should see is you should see the simple HTML that you added in your script. So again, what you did is you used your template, and your template behind the scenes, the developer was setting this up to all point directly back to that component that's going to do all the cool magic that CQ sets that up. So that's really the fundamental process of actually building a simple page component. In later videos, we're going to explore how to actually use code to take the content and utilize all of the magical things that CQ includes for us that makes our lives really easy to create these type of websites.